It's funny, I lie. I put Trump train in the title, which is a lie. And then I put Twitch only, which is also a lie. You know. Just out here killing it. Out here lying to people, you know. I wish I got paid $5,000 every 2 weeks to lie, like Tim Pool. That'd be pretty cool. I hope it derails with Trump on it. That's the Trump train. What's up, Rob P? Sharon C. Jizzy McBride. Long time supporter of the show. Deplorable Dan. I haven't seen Dan in forever, dude. Until I just said Dan, I kind of forgot about Dan. What's up, Shannon? Alright, guys. You know me, I'm the flip-flopper, so we're about to flip-flop here. You guys are all now Team Trump, okay? He's never made a mistake. He didn't lose the election. We're all Team Trump, okay? Camaro girl, what's up? What's happening, guys? What's up? I'm gonna become a VTuber, to where I just have, a sexy Asian hentai character or some shit, and my mouth just moves when I talk. I think that's the new approach.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Break Confessional. Thank you for joining us. The title's a lie. It is actually not Twitch only, and I'm also not on the Trump train, I guess. Interviews Jared Leto, and Leto is like, "You sound like my kind of fox." No. It's filled with very appropriate sexual attention. No. I know there's a bunch of VTubers out there. I was arguing with one on Twitter the other day where he's like, "I can't believe you'd say this while hiding behind your computer screen." But I'm like, dude, you're a VTuber. Like, no one's ever seen your face, all right? So who's hiding behind that computer screen? I saw a clip that I wanted to check out. Destiny just had the big debate. I think Lauren Southern even crashed it. Is this it? I haven't watched the whole thing. It's like 2.5 hours.
Wants to arrest people for burning the American flag. But to Steven's point about, he wants to arrest people for burning the American flag. He said that in 2016. When he was in office, he did absolutely nothing to forward those goals. And you also say, this presidential immunity, it doesn't exist. People don't want you to, people don't.
All right, so let's talk about this. I don't think it should be, but I think we all know that there's a difference between what people say. There's a difference between what people say when they're running for to be the nominee, right? There's a difference what they say when they're on the campaign trail for the general election, and there's a difference in what they actually do. I think the problem is Trump has done so much wild shit. You kind of have to take him at his word. When people say, that's just something he says during the campaign. Yeah, but he's done so much wild shit. Like, what are we supposed to do with that?
Don't want the president to commit crimes and all of that. Well, I happen to remember when Barack Obama...
By the way, he said if you don't like Israel today, so he's got this whole neo-Nazi fucking movement. Nick Fuentes and Israel did it all kind of deal. The Khazarian mob. He said today, if you don't like Israel, you could be deported from the United States. We don't want you here.
Actually murdered an American citizen abroad, Abdul al-Awlaki, and Obama actually murdered an American citizen abroad, Abdul al-Awlaki, and Eric Holder, his attorney general, our top law enforcement officer, looked directly into the camera and he said, due process doesn't necessarily mean judicial process. So unlike Bill Barr, who didn't side with Trump in that particular instance, Eric Holder absolutely did, and yet our government still stands. The difference between your flag quote and Eric Holder and Obama's actions is that Trump was in office. He did nothing about the American flag.
I think this guy's really smart. I watched some of his videos. His name is Actual Justice Warrior.
But what we saw from the Obama administration is that they did claim and receive that power to kill Americans abroad.
He basically dunks on people, but right and left, a lot on the left, but right and left that say one thing then do another, right? He's covered Tim Pool a bunch. He's covered a bunch of people on the left that say or promote one thing and then do something completely different, right? Their hypocrisy.
That they deem to be terrorists.
Trump did try to do things for those goals. He just didn't realize how any part of the government works because Donald Trump was a fucking moron. So initially, he thought that if he just appointed people that were strong Republicans that supported him, that they would support him in basically doing whatever he wanted them to do. That's why so many people resigned in the final days. That's why he thought that he could get Barr to go along with any plot that he wanted to. And Barr, who was a Trump loyalist through and through, eventually had to call it quits and ended up resigning. When you talk about comparing Barack Obama, trying to see if he can assassinate an American citizen or not, the question was does the president have the ability to order certain types of military strikes or assassinations on U.S. citizens? The process that Obama went through wasn't going to the Supreme Court saying, I need criminal immunity in case I want to commit crimes. It was going to the Office of Legal Counsel and it was saying if he thought that the president of the United States had the authority to do this and it was in the legal clear. He never said, I'm beyond judicial review. He never asked for any amending to the Constitution, and he certainly didn't ask Congress to protect him and shield him from the liability of any of his actions. So no, it's not even remotely comparable. If Donald Trump would have gone to
he just presumed that he had the ability to do that.
What does presume mean?
When you talk about legal counsel, those are his lawyers to come up with the
you're dead wrong. You're completely wrong. You misunderstand completely the structure of government. The OLC, the White House counsels, those are not his personal lawyers. They're the president of the United States lawyers. And but there's an important distinction. For instance, when you say Donald Trump's lawyers, like Sidney Powell and Giuliani and Eason, these people aren't affiliated with the government. These are his personal lawyers to serve his personal pleasure, for his personal gain and benefit. When Barack Obama goes to the Office of Legal Counsel, when he confers with his attorney general for the DOJ,
right, that's the legal counsel for the office, right? Not personally him, like, can I get in trouble? It is me as the president. Is this legal or illegal?
He's trying to ensure that he's doing his best to stay within the bounds of the law. Donald Trump wants to change the law. Barack Obama didn't go to the Supreme Court and ask for permission to kill somebody. Donald Trump went to the Supreme Court and asked for criminal immunity so they can do what he wants.
Damn. I heard this is a pretty good debate, but I haven't seen any of the clips or anything. I know Lauren Southern popped in randomly.
So it would be fine if like a Trump.
Okay, but can we make this the last question so we can?
If a district attorney thought that somebody, yes, if a district attorney thought somebody had committed a crime and he runs on that, I'm going to hold them accountable for this crime that I think this person has committed. Yeah, and they go through the ordinary process and not breaking any rules or anything. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think everybody would agree with that. Yes.
Okay, so running on, I'm going to find a crime to prosecute them. That's totally fine.
Did Alvin say that? I'm going to find a crime?
Yeah, he said. What was the exact quote? What you call it, Cam? You were talking about it earlier. That he said he was running on seeing Trump in court.
Oh yeah. He like specifically said that he was the person that had the most experience on the ballot with dealing with Trump in court.
Did he say he was going to find a crime?
He didn't specify what crime he was going to prosecute him on when he was asked.
So he didn't say this then. So you just completely made that up. So you completely fabricated that. To be clear, right? Hold on, Sean. You totally just made that up, right? That he was going to find a crime, right?
I didn't say he an exact quote. He's going to find a crime, but he ran on finding a crime to prosecute on Trump.
How do you know he did that if he didn't say it exactly though? I thought we were going by exact quotes, a detailed manifesto of exactly what somebody's going to do. If there's already federal prosecution of people around Trump or Cohen for these exact types of behaviors, why wouldn't we assume that Alvin Bragg is running on the idea of going after Trump because he knows that Trump was in the state of New York when these crimes are being committed? Why couldn't we just assume that? The Bragg statements earlier were, quote, "We need a DA on day one who has this 360-degree experience. Let's talk about what's waiting for the new DA." So there was already an investigation, subpoenas, and everything by the prior DA into Trump's business dealings relating to these crimes. So this is the investigation already been going on. Number one, okay. And
so there was already an investigation ongoing, and he's saying we need somebody who can step into this, fill this role, and do this.
We know there's a Trump investigation. I've investigated Trump and his children and held them accountable for their misconduct with the Trump Foundation. I also sued the Trump administration more than 100 times for deferred action for childhood arrivals, the travel ban, separation of children from their families at the border. So I know that work. I know how to follow the facts and hold people in power accountable. And the second quote is, "I'm the candidate."
But they're claiming that he ran on, I'll find something to prosecute Trump on if you just elect me. That's not true.
In the race was the experience with Donald Trump. I was the chief deputy in the Attorney General's office. We sued the Trump administration over 100 times for the Muslim travel ban, for family separation at the border, for shenanigans with the census. So I know how to litigate with him. I also led the team that did the Trump Foundation case, so I'm ready to go wherever the facts take me and to inherit that case. And I think it'd be hard to argue with the fact that that'd be the most important, most high-profile case, and I've seen him up front, I've seen the lawlessness that he could do. So it seems like he said exactly the opposite of what you implied. Do you understand that those quotes seem like the exact opposite
he ran on holding him, quote, accountable. I'm reading through his quotes right now. I might have the same page as you.
Okay, so if he ran on holding him accountable, isn't that what a DA is literally supposed to do? Isn't that his job?
That's basically the same as lock her up. You get that, right, Stephen?
Wait, did we find the Alvin Bragg's quote? Or
Alvin Bragg actually, so you had two attorneys that ended up leaving the case in 2021 to give you an idea of the political nature of this. So this, like I said, was dead and buried when people didn't know.
Wait. That's good. But can you admit that what you said is nowhere to be found from what Bragg said? Bragg didn't say anything.
A complete fucking lie.
What you said and what he said was the exact opposite of what you implied, right?
Bragg didn't say I'm directly going to find the crime to prosecute Trump, but he ran on prosecuting Trump.
Hold on, no. He said he ran on continuing the already started investigation, and he said he was going to follow the facts.
Many quotes about
Wait. Can you give me one single quote that shows what you were saying? You just spent all this time looking for, right? One single quote that shows what you
timeline of the case.
Okay, so to be clear, then what you're saying, you have no quotes for this, and every quote that we've both seen so far is the exact opposite of what you said. The exact opposite.
As far as the specific quote, it does not.
Wow.
Like this, he gave caveats. He's smarter than what you call. He's smarter than I gave him credit for in my paraphrase.
Damn. So everything we've seen so far has been the exact opposite of what you said. This is probably a good debate. I need to go watch it. Hasanabi reveals his fundamental misunderstanding of the difference between ethnic humor and racism. What have you guys been doing? What have you been watching? Let's find the Trump quote that we were talking about earlier. I'm wore the fuck out, just to be honest with you. Trump accidentally called Pennsylvania, North Carolina earlier today. In the same one, this one here.
Be okay, North Carolina? I don't know. Somehow, would that be okay, North Carolina? I don't think so, right? They want.
No one says anything because he's in Pennsylvania. Hold on.
I don't know. Somehow, would that be okay, North Carolina? I don't think so, right? They want me to speak all day.
What do you think about that, North Carolina?
I don't know. Somehow, would that.
So if we're following the plot here, everybody on the right's got to come out and say he's got dementia, he's senile, he's too old to run, he's confused, he doesn't know what he's talking about, he stammers, he doesn't know what's going on, he can't lead the country, right? What do you think about that, North Carolina?
I don't know. Somehow, would that be okay, North Carolina?
He was in, so I missed this. I had no idea because I'm an idiot and I didn't look it up. I could have took the fucking whole day off. He was in Asheville, which is like a 30-minute drive from my house. I could have went over there. I could have been there. The only thing I might not have got in because the place they're at only held like 2,000 people or some shit, but I could have tried.
I don't know. Somehow, would that be okay, North Carolina? I don't think so, right? They want me to speak all day. I don't know. Somehow,
would that be okay, North Carolina?
I don't think.
Trump. Israel. We don't want you here. Now, he conflates multiple statements in here. He talks about people who support Hamas and jihad, and then he starts talking about, if you don't like Israel, there's a couple of different statements here. Trump, deport.
I'm president. We will deport the foreign jihad sympathizers, and we will deport them very quickly, and Hamas supporters will be gone.
So if you support the foreign jihad or Hamas, whatever that means.
If you hate America, if you want to eliminate Israel, then we don't want you in our country. We really don't want you in our country. I will ban refugee settlements from terror-infested areas like the Gaza Strip, and we will arrest the pro-Hamas thugs who vandalize federal property and make really life very, very difficult in this country for a lot of people.
So the Groypers are not going to be very happy about that. Also, the VFW submitted a very, very, very strong letter against Trump. Check this out. I want the full letter. That's not it. This was after we talked about the Medal of Honor stuff last night. So the VFW is a huge organization. All veterans, veterans of foreign war, all veterans can go there, check it out. A lot of times they have a bar, but they also have a bunch of community stuff. They help you with disability. It's like a huge veteran organization, okay? It's gigantic. VFW admonishes former president for Medal of Honor remarks. On Thursday, former President Donald Trump spoke at an event where he made some flippant remarks about the Medal of Honor and the heroes who have received it. In the video that is circulated online and in the media, the former president was recognizing Miriam Adelson in the audience, who he awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom during his time in office. As he described the medal as a civilian version of the Medal of Honor, he went on to opine that the Medal of Freedom was, quote, much better than the military's top award, because those awarded the latter are, in his words, either in very bad shape because they've been hit so many times by bullets, or they're dead. He continued by comparing Miriam to Medal of Honor recipients, saying she gets it, and she's a healthy, beautiful woman. They are rated equal. These asinine comments not only diminish the significance of our nation's highest award for valor, but also crassly characterizes the sacrifices of those who have risked their lives above and beyond the call of duty. When a candidate to serve as our military's commander-in-chief so brazenly dismisses the valor and reverence symbolized by the Medal of Honor and those who have earned it, I must question whether they would discharge their responsibilities to our men and women in uniform with the seriousness and discernment necessary for such a powerful position. It is even more disappointing when these comments come from a man who already served in this noble office and should frankly already know better. While the Presidential Medal of Freedom may be our nation's highest civilian award, the Medal of Honor is more sacred as it represents the gallantry and intrepidity of courageous and selfless service members, often at the cost of grievous wounds and even their lives. It's because of our Medal of Honor recipients that great Americans like Miriam Adelson have the freedom to live to their fullest potential and make such lasting contributions to our great nation. We would like to remind Mr. Trump that the 12 times he had the honor of awarding the Medal of Honor as President of the United States, those were heroes, not of his own choosing. He bestowed those. So his award, right, the Medal of Freedom, he just picks people, right? He went kind of Medal of Freedom crazy towards the end of his time in office. We're going to watch a video of one. He bestowed those medals on behalf of Congress, representing all Americans of a grateful nation. We hold the donation of their lives and service to our country in the highest esteem, and so should he. I mispronounced this word, and I don't know how to say it. Am I just reading it wrong? Intrepidity? When I mispronounce a word, I can't do anything else until I figure out what it is.
Intrepidity.
Intrepidity. Intrepidity. The quality of being fearless, dauntless, or having bold courage. Intrepidity. Anyways, so of course these are very different. Just because you have like these civilian awards that the president can give, and there's a highest one there, and then you have the military awards, and there's the highest one there, does not make them equal. Does not make them equal in any way, shape, or form. The fact that to get the Medal of Honor, you have to have at least 2 eyewitnesses. There's a bunch of other things that go with that, putting your life on the line, sacrificing for others. Most people that receive it are frankly have already passed, right? And they're given to their families. And it has to come from Congress. And the other one's just, hey, this guy donated me a lot of money. I'll pick his wife. It blows my mind. Check this out. This is what. So if this is actually better than the Medal of Honor, right? The Medal of Freedom, Trump's own words, it says this is better than the Medal of Honor, right? Trump. So what we're talking about is Medal of Honor recipients, and Trump says that this is better, this is bigger. Let me see if I can find the clip. Medal of Freedom. Check this out. This is what he thinks about. So he thinks that this is higher than the Medal of Honor. This is what he thinks about the Medal of Freedom.
President Donald Trump awards the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Damn it, this isn't even a video. Wrestling. I'm trying to find this clip. Wrestling coach. I can't remember his name. Dan Gable.
Thank you very much. And today it's my
He obviously thinks his donors are higher than anybody. If you still don't believe that Trump was in a bad mood one day, didn't really feel like going to the fucking to the military cemetery and said, "Why do I have to go see these suckers and losers?" After he skipped out on his service, after the stuff he said about McCain, after we've seen him say fucking wild shit, after he says Medal of Honor recipients are really messed up, they took a lot of bullets, but this is even better. Look how young and beautiful my donor is. She got one that's even better. You get, of course he fucking said this shit.
Privilege to present our nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, to one of the greatest wrestlers in American history, Iowa legend Dan Gable. He has been an incredible inspiration.
So this guy is a guy that Trump picked. He is kind of a big deal. If you're like around, I'm not personally, but if you probably know more about this, if you've ever known anything about wrestling. So he was a wrestler. He did really well. He was a coach of wrestlers for years and years and years and years. Some state champions, some national champions. So he has this long coaching career. I think didn't Trump give one to Lou Holtz as well for football? Was that who it was? Yeah. So he was. At the time, he was doing a lot of sports people, a lot of celebrity people. He kind of went wild with the Medal of Freedom, but it's his to give, right?
To so many people. We're joined today by Dan's wonderful wife, Kathy, and their incredible and large family, including 13 grandchildren. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kathy, very much. It's a great honor.
I think Trump doesn't understand why. Trump is the type of guy that wants to command everybody's respect. He doesn't understand when people don't respect him. He doesn't understand when people don't like him. So he usually blames them, gives them a nickname, throws a fit, right? I think what he doesn't understand is the respect for people that served, and he feels like he should have that almost automatic respect. You can still be a shitbag and be a veteran, But there's this inherent respect for our troops and stuff like that, right? And I don't think he can grasp that. Just like, I don't know if you've ever seen the video of where he's like walking with a bunch of world leaders at like some type of summit, and he like shoves one of them out of the way so he gets in front. Like I don't think he can handle other people getting attention, other people being respected, and him not being the only person in the room people are looking at.
For us too. Thank you for being here. We're also joined by Iowa Senators Chuck Grassley. Where's Chuck? Chuck, congratulations on everything, Chuck. And Joni Ernst, who just had a big victory. Thank you, Joni. What a job. What a job. They had you down a couple of points and you won by a lot.
So this seems like a normal ceremony. Now, what you got to keep in mind is this is after Trump lost the election. He's currently fighting to try to steal the election, but this is after he lost.
You know, it's one of those things.
Just watch how this degrades.
You should be very proud of yourself. You campaigned hard, and that was a tremendous victory. Thank you very much. And also, Representatives Jim Jordan. Where's Jim? A great wrestler, a really great wrestler. I won't go over the record because the only way you're not great is compared to this guy, perhaps. But he's a warrior in every way. We appreciate you being here. And Mark Wayne Mullen, thank you very much for being here. And I'm glad your son is doing well and setting records also. So these two guys are great. They're really, really fantastic people. Dan was born and raised in the working class town of Waterloo, Iowa. His mother said she knew Dan would be a wrestler the day they brought him home from the hospital. Even as an infant, Dan refused to let his back even touch the ground. That's sort of an interesting statement. Probably so. At 4 years old, his parents...
Yeah, it would be interesting if you understood if you understood the sport you were talking about, right? So you get pinned in wrestling. So his mom was making a joke about even when they came out of the hospital. That's interesting. What did you have? Did you have a back problem? I had bone spurs in my feet.
Parents sent him to the local YMCA where he learned to swim, wrestle, and play football. When he reached high school, Dan decided to commit himself entirely to wrestling. His coach quickly saw his unmatched intensity and gave Dan the keys to the gym so he could come first thing in the morning to practice. At first, Dan was alone, but as he achieved one victory after another, the rest of the team followed his lead. He worked hard, but he was also born with something very special. It's called talent. And talent, you either have it or you don't. During his time in high school, Dan's beloved sister, Diane, toughest time in his life, was murdered. Afterwards, Dan poured even more of his energy into wrestling, and his exceptional success brought happiness and pride to his family, especially in overcoming this incredible heartbreak that they had with what happened to Diane. As a high school wrestler, Dan went 64-0, not losing a single match. And
that's insane. 64-0.
Say, Jim Jordan told me I knew all about Dan, but he told me things that are pretty amazing, right, Jim? Pretty amazing.
It was all in his feet. So I went and researched this. So here's what happened, or at least the best we can piece it together because we don't know everything. For 4 years, he had exemptions for being in college. So he's exempt from the draft. As soon as he lost that exemption, his father rented a building to a foot doctor, a podiatrist. His father personally asked the podiatrist to see him and got him an exemption for bone spurs in his feet. Now, when he got the educational deferment, right, when he was in school and didn't get drafted, he had multiple physicals because even though he had a deferment for school, he was still being called up and going to the physicals. He had at least 2 physicals and nothing wrong with him at all. No bone spurs, no limiting factors that wouldn't let him into the military, nothing. Then suddenly, as soon as he doesn't have the educational deferment, he gets bone spurs. Now, the person who owned this building, they found the guy died in like 2001. Or 2009 or something. I can't remember. But he got to the point to where he used to brag about like, oh, you know, Donald Trump's dad asked me one time for a favor and he took good care of me and he always helped me out and he kept the rent right and I helped him out with a favor. You know, I did this, but he used to brag about it. But he got on later in life to where he hated Trump and wished that he would have never done business with him or done anything with him. And his family tells that story. Trump has lied multiple times. So he said... one time he's just said he had educational deferments. Another time he did tell him about the bone spurs, which is I'm pretty sure was also a lie. His dad just cut a deal that he wouldn't raise rent for this doctor if the doctor would do it. And he would brag that anytime something was messed up in the building, he'd call and he'd get fixed right away. And another time he said that he had a very high lottery number. So at one time the draft was done by lottery numbers, right? You were assigned a random number and they pulled these numbers in order. He said he had a high lottery number. Trump was ineligible for the draft for 2 years with his bone spurs in his feet before the lottery system even started. So it couldn't have had anything to do with his lottery number, right? That's another lie that he added on to. I had a very high lottery number. You were already ineligible for 2 years before the lottery started. So You didn't have a lottery number at all.
Dan then attended Iowa State, where he secured 2 NCAA wrestling championships, national wrestling championships, 3 Big 8 titles, and became a 3-time All-American. He won 117 consecutive matches and lost only 1. Well, in politics, I won 2, so I'm 2-0, and that's pretty good too. But we'll see how that turns out. After
He couldn't stand it. If you can't see this guy's personality, like I cannot fucking believe I supported this guy at one time. He's talking about the guy he's presenting an award to, 63-0 in high school, 2 of these champions. He was 2-0, and he's like, I won 2. I won an election too. I'm 2-0. I won 2. I won 2, guys. I won 2. Yeah, it's not about you, motherfucker.
Well, in politics, I won 2, a 3-time All-American. He won 117 consecutive matches and lost only 1. Well, in politics, I won 2, so I'm 2-0, and that's pretty good too. But we'll see how that turns out.
It's not about you, motherfucker. Imagine presenting an award to a fucking veteran or a college coach or whatever, and you're like, here's his record. Here, did he good? He for 60 years he dedicated his life to this, and he was his record. Oh, also I win sometime. Every time we play Scrabble, I always beat the fuck out of my kids. Motherfuckers can't even spell. Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
After that lone defeat, Dan vowed that it wasn't going to happen again. He couldn't stand the feeling of losing a match. He rededicated himself to mastering the sport and soon adapted his wrestling style to reach new heights of greatness. Sports Illustrated labeled Dan the hardest working athlete in the world by far and detailed his rigorous routine of working out 2 to 3 times a day every single day of the week. They estimated that Dan produced 60 pounds of sweat every 7 days. That's a lot. I'm not sure I want to hear about it, but that's a lot. That's a lot of work. In his pursuit of perfection, Dan suffered multiple injuries. His nose, multiple fingers were broken, and his feet, very tough stuff. He home the Olympic gold medal.
We're going to skip ahead to the pinning.
25 consecutive pins. Now, I'm larger than you a little bit. Do you think I could take you in wrestling, huh? Would I have a big advantage?
You would have no chance.
What do you think? I agree. Do you agree with that, John? I do. I agree. He's the expert. That is held to this day. 25 consecutive pins. He was also the first American to win consecutive world and Olympic titles. Dan went on to coach award along with the Congressional Medal of Honor. I would now like to ask the military aide to step forward to present Coach Dan Gable. Today, in recognition of his really exceptional achievements, Dan will become the first wrestler in history to receive this, our most important award, along with the Congressional Medal of Honor. I would now like to ask.
Again, he has to make them synonymous. This is our most important award, and the Congressional Medal of Honor. But this is our most important award.
The military aide to step forward to present Coach Dan Gable with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. But before doing that, I'd like to have Dan.
I'm sure he did, but I couldn't stand any more of it. He probably went into golf. You know, I was pretty good at golf back in the day. I've seen your swing.
Say a few words, please. Thank you, Dan. Please.
All right, so Dan speaks.
Wrestlers are all sizes and shapes, so I asked how much time I had up here because I'm not used to a short talk, and they said I had 3 minutes. And I'm used to speaking to groups for 45 minutes and so on. And I had one company actually bring me in for 4 hours straight a talk, and I did it, and they brought me back 4 more years after that. So I must have did a good job. I learned to become an assistant coach under a good mentor, a good head coach at the University of Iowa, and they sent me out into the community to promote the sport that they really weren't excelling at and wanted to do more. So yeah, I learned to talk because I didn't do it well, and talk helped. Yet talk didn't win me over. Performance and lifestyle did. It wasn't perfect because nothing's perfect, but no place on this earth is perfect, and there's always room for improvement. The success one has with others, as he mentioned, is more important than the success you have as yourself. I wouldn't be here on this podium if I just had won this Olympic gold medal.
I don't even have an issue with, like, the president can give out these medals, whatever. A lot of it is like Trump doesn't know this guy at all. Right, he doesn't know wrestling. So this is probably from like somebody's state, or maybe Jim Jordan, where he's a wrestler, knew this guy and was like, "Hey, maybe we can get you in for this." Blah blah blah, whatever. But to fucking try to keep setting it up like you're the same as a Medal of Honor recipient. You're not. You're not.
Medal. It has been a lifetime of work, learning from many others to be an outstanding competitor and person, then taking that knowledge and applying it to many, many others in different ways to have them perform at their highest so they can be real successful. And that group of individuals become team members, and because of their individual great performances, great historic teams and family performances are the results. Proof is in the results. And the proof is here today. My immediate family of 23, who are all right here, led by my wife, Kathy, of 46 years. They are living it, and because of this, they all have better chances of success. They are witnessing this historic moment of someone quite ordinary, mostly, going to the highest level as an athlete and then helping others do the same through the professional level of coaching. Did so for years, showing others that are just watching, reading, or listening.
I bet he can break dance.
Who really strive to do the same. It works. It works. Living.
Dude, we got to talk about the breakdancing score system. It's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
proof right there. For those that couldn't be here because of limitations or have passed, especially my mother, Kate, my dad, Mac, my sister, Diane, whom he referenced, was murdered in our own home as a teenager because she fought for her life and didn't give in. I know they are here, and they're all proud. I thank you very much for giving this kid here the opportunity to reach this level of the highest award a civilian can get, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And, of course, for all those that push the authority, President Donald J. Trump, I thank you for that, including his family. Because, yes, I know this family has wrestled on and off the mat every day. And to the sport of wrestling, being the first to win this award, it becomes a higher challenge to all that participate. By the way, wrestling isn't for everyone, but it should be. And now females are strongly participating across the world. I'm so honored to be here. 3 minutes, what they gave me, maybe a little overtime. Not much.
You take your time.
And remember, I've never left practice as an athlete or a coach when it was over either. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll do it over here. Come on over here, then we'll do it over here. Congratulations, everybody.
All right, so here we go. Now watch how quickly this changes, right? This is the award that's higher than the Medal of Honor. That's much better than the Medal of Honor. And let's see how much he respects this award. That's much better.
Danny Mac Gable is one of the greatest collegiate athletes and coaches of the 20th century. As a wrestler, he was a 3-time All-American, winning 2 NCAA national championships and a gold medal at the 1972 Olympic Games. He followed his career on the mat with an even more celebrated coaching career at the University of Iowa, leading the Hawkeyes to 21 Big Ten championships and 15 national championships. The United States is proud to honor Danny Mac Gable for his remarkable contributions to the sports world and to our great American story.
So the pinning of the, pinning of the medal. Here the shutters and cameras going off.
We aren't done yet.
So he gives him a little thank you. He says, "We're not done yet." We're gonna, because he said you've done so much, blah blah blah, and he says, "And we're not done yet." So they're gonna do more. Now, questions.
For Dan, ladies and gentlemen,
For Dan, you know, so many times college wrestling isn't appreciated in the way that other forms of wrestling are. Do you feel that?
Oh, did you see that little kid tumble back here? Look at this. Look at these little kids trying to see the reporters and shit. This is funny, I think.
You know, so many
watch
times
this one.
college wrestling isn't appreciated in the way that other forms of wrestling are. Do you feel that this Lifetime Achievement Award for you fully recognizes the sport of collegiate wrestling?
I look at it as a inspiration, and that others will have something that's beyond just winning on the mat, that they'll be able to want to do something.
Please tell me this has the end on it. I hope.
Our sport, because it isn't just like.
If it doesn't, we'll find a different one.
The match gets a medal. It's more than that, and that's opens the door right now for what I needed to do. Very much,
So he says, question for you, Mr. President.
He's doing well. I just spoke to him. He's doing very well.
How's Rudy Giuliani doing? Rudy Giuliani had COVID at the time.
Temperature, and he actually called me early this morning. He was the first call I got. Now he's doing very well. Another champion. Greatest mayor in the history of New York.
That's another champion. How's Rudy Giuliani doing? Because Rudy Giuliani had COVID, and they're fighting the election thing. That's another champion. That guy's a champion right there. He's a champion. Rudy Giuliani, yeah, you know him. He's a champion.
And what he's doing now is more important, and he will admit that. He was the greatest mayor.
What he's doing now is more important, trying to steal the election, right? Lying about people in Georgia, right? Spreading misinformation.
Fantastic job, especially when you see what's going on nowadays, Dan. And Rudy Giuliani was a great mayor, and what he's doing now, he will say, is even more important.
A week from now, Mr. President, the electors will need to cast their vote. There's not a lot of time between now and then to make your case to overturn the vote. At this point, are you looking to change the outcome of the election or try to make a case to the American people that it wasn't fair?
Well, I think the case has already been made if you look at the polls. It was a rigged election. You look at the different states, the election was totally rigged. It's a disgrace to our country. It's like a third world country. These ballots pouring in from everywhere using machinery that nobody knows ownership, nobody knows anything about. They have glitches, as they call them, glitches. The glitches weren't glitches. They got caught sending out thousands of votes, all against me, by the way. Now, this was like from the
What glitches? There was no glitches.
third world nation, and I think the case has been made, and now we find out what we can do about it. But you'll see a lot of big things happening over the next couple of days. And very importantly, we're here for a different reason. We're here to present our highest award, our highest achievement, really something that really speaks to such incredible achievement to a man who really is a great man and a great figure in sports, not just wrestling, in sports. One of our greatest athletes of all time. And I just want to say it's an honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Damn it, it doesn't have the very end of it. Hold on. We got to find the very end of it. That one's 19 minutes too. 101. I want to see the very end of the clip. I think I retweeted it. Let me see if I can grab the very end of the clip. So they pissed him off. Oh my God. Stop it. They pissed him off by asking him about that. Let's see. I want to see the very end of the clip. Let's do this. Trump walks out. Here we go.
One more question about the inauguration. Thank you very much.
So right after that, this is the very last of it. He tells him like, "Thank you for your service" or whatever, and then he just does this.
Mr. President, one more question about the inauguration. Thank you very much.
Anything on Bill Barr, sir?
Now look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Congratulations, sir. He's gone.
You wanted a first comment? I don't want your comment. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Mr. President, one more question about the inauguration.
Guess he's gone.
Anything on Bill Barr, sir?
Left this guy and his whole family just standing there like fucking idiots.
Congratulations, sir. He's gone.
Mr. President, one more.
That's what he thinks of the Medal of Freedom, and it's much better than the Medal of Honor. Much better.
About the inauguration. Thank you very much.
Anything on Bill Barr, sir?
Congratulations, sir. He's gone.
Guess he's gone.
One more question about the inauguration.
Jesus fucking Christ. I'm glad the VFW dressed him the fuck down. All right, so let's talk about this for a second. This blew my mind. So, please hold. So, we're talking about the Olympics, we're talking about breakdancing, we're talking about Ray Gunn. Ray Gunn. So you heard them making fun of her. She did her little thing here, and this got me kind of interested in how do they score. So here's the video. You're just going to hear it, not see it, as soon as this ad's over.
Hi everyone, Ray Gunn here. I just want to start by thanking all the people who have supported me. I really appreciate the positivity, and I'm glad I was able to bring some joy into your lives. That's what I hoped. I didn't realize that would also open the door to so much hate, which has frankly been pretty devastating. Well, I went out there and I had fun. I did take it very seriously. I worked my butt off preparing for the Olympics, and I gave my all, truly.
Damn it, this isn't a full video. Why do they keep sending me clips of a fucking video? Ray Gunn addresses Olympics. Sorry.
Hi everyone, Ray Gunn here.
I'll speed it up though.
I just want to start by thanking all the people who have supported me. I really appreciate the positivity, and I'm glad I was able to bring.
By the way, the guy on the Facebook said, I know you are a communist propaganda. I don't think you know what that word means. I am not a propaganda. I don't think you know what that means. You wanted a first comment. There you go. Do you think that when you show up at a Facebook live stream and it says, hey, leave a comment, let people, you think that's me asking you to comment? You think I am Facebook? You've got to be at least 1,000 years old. Hey, I know you are propaganda. Oh my fucking God. Are you in this picture, bro? Which propaganda are you? What is this, bro? Looking good. Don't let anybody steal your shine. Are you part of the breakdancing team?
Bring some joy into your lives. That's what I hoped. I didn't realize that would also open the door to so much hate, which has frankly been pretty devastating. Well, I went out there and I had fun. I did take it very seriously. I worked my butt off preparing for the Olympics and I gave my all, truly. I'm honoured to have been a part of the Australian Olympic team and to be part of breaking's Olympic debut. What the other athletes have achieved has just been phenomenal. In regards to the allegations and misinformation floating around, I'd like to ask everyone to please refer to the recent statement made by the AOC, as well as the posts on the Ozbreaking Instagram page, as well as the WDSF Breaking for Gold page. Bit of a fun fact for you. There are actually no points in breaking. If you want to see...
This is kind of true. So this is what got me interested. She said, because everybody's been saying it, and all these news articles say she received 0 points. Which is sort of true and sort of not true.
How the judges thought I compared to my opponents. You can actually see the comparison percentages across the 5 criteria on Olympics.com. All the results are there. I'm going to be in Europe for a few weeks for some pre-planned downtime, but I'd really like to ask the press to please stop harassing my family, my friends, the Australian breaking community, and the broader street dance community. Everyone has been through a lot as a result of this, so I ask you to please respect their privacy. I'll be happy to answer more questions on my return to Australia. Thanks, everyone.
So that's what she said, and we got an article that goes along with this. But I want to show you how they score people. So this is what is setting in front of the judges on a tablet. And it says Buenos Aires 2018 Youth Olympic Games. So it was the first time they did this scoring system was the Youth Olympic Games. They brought this same thing over to it, okay? There's 3 rounds. And right now it's set at 50-50. So you have both dancers, their picture there, right? You have the round number, you have whatever. So this is blue and this is red. It's a percentage slider for technique, variety, right? You can give a plus for execution, a plus for form. You can minus for a crash, which means they fell a move and like fall, right? You can do a minus for a repeat and a minus for a bot. I don't know what the fuck a bot is. Then there's also a sliding scale for performativity, musicality, creativity, personality. Plus or minus for confidence, and plus or minus for spontaneity. So it is technically not a point system. Instead, it says, while it has been widely reported that Reagan did not win a single point during her 3 battles at the Olympics, she revealed it was not entirely true. Bit of a fun fact for you, there are actually no points in breaking. If you want to see, blah, 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 Olympics.com, all the results are there. To understand the scoring, you have to go back to the 2018 Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires, where breaking was introduced ahead of the big Olympics, like the standard Olympics games. While breakdancing originated in the streets of New York in the 1960s, it's since evolved a global dance sport that includes fixed sets of rules that make for fair competition. A minimum of 3 or more uneven number of judges score the battles on 6 criteria: creativity, personality, technique, variety, performativity, and musicality. At the Olympics, there were 9 judges. Each parameter has a different weightage, so these aren't even. Like if you're +1 in performality and -1 in musicality, that doesn't make it these aren't even even, okay? She did lose unanimously. Unanimous judge decision, but it wasn't exactly points. I just thought this was interesting. So, technique, performativity, and creativity are 60% of your score. Variety, musicality, and personality are 40%. The judges submit their votes after each round, and the breaker with the highest points is declared winner. But again, they're saying points. It's not technically points. It's a sliding scale. They called it DJ faders, is what they said they scored on, DJ faders. The judges submit their votes after each round, with the breaker with the highest points is declared the winner. One part of Ray Gunn's assertion was correct. There are no points used to score the breakers. Instead, judges use a DJ faders to evaluate dancers at the Paris Games. It's called the Trivium Judging System, and the World Dance Sport Federation, the governing body of breaking at the Olympics, first implemented the scoring system at the 2018 Youth Olympics. It was created by breakdancing industry figures Niles Storm Robitsky and Kevin Renegade Gopi, and approved by the WDSF for the Olympics. The Trivium value system is a holistic judging model in which all of its criteria interlink with one another. The whole is always more than the sum of its parts, the WDSF rulebook for the Youth Olympic states. As such, the judges need to look at the full performance with all of its contents, its aspects, and how it unfolds. The term trivium is derived from medieval Latin, which was intended to mean a place where three roads meet. It was later used to describe the study of grammar, rhetoric, and logic, conceptually analogous to the three-part mind, body, soul. Listen how complicated scoring is. It's analogous to the three-part mind, body, soul. Judging criteria was broken up into three categories: the trivium, the body, physical quality, the soul, interpretive quality, and the mind, the artistic quality. Each category is broken down into two further categories with 6 sliders in all, used to judge a breaker's performance. Body includes technique and variety. Soul includes performativity and musicality, while the mind has creativity and personality. For Ray Gunn to have pulled no points across her 3 battles, all 6 sliders would have been moved to 0. The results from those sliders are fed into a digital scoring system, and while there are no points, the winner is determined by a percentage. Before a dance battle, all sliders are set in the middle position for both dancers are sitting at 50% each. There were 9 judges in total at the Paris Olympics. Their combined scores were added up for a total result, red or blue. Then the 9 judges' scores were tallied, with the dancer scoring 5 or more points in their favor, claiming the victory. Ray Gunn did not win the favor of any of the 9 judges across 3 of her dance battles. So she battled Logist X from the USA. She lost 2-0. She battled Sissy from, it looks like, France, 0-2. She got 0 votes. The other person got all 18. For 9 judges, 2 rounds of votes. And she battled Nika of Lithuania. She lost to somebody from Lithuania. In breakdancing, and she lost 0-2, 0-18 votes. However, that doesn't mean that she didn't poll any small victories in her contest, because the scoring system only shows overall results by judges. It doesn't show individual categories where Ray Gunn might have won. For example, with Judge 1, she might have beaten her opponent in creativity and personality. However, because she would have lost in the other 4 categories, it would count as an overall loss to that judge. So if you dig deeper in the scorecards, you can see that Ray Gunn did actually score some points. Against the United States dancer Logistics, maybe is how she's spelling it weird, impressed 2 judges in the originality category in round 1, and also polled votes with 2 judges in round 2 for originality and vocabulary. Now, vocabulary is not even on this motherfucker. Vocabulary is just made up now. Vocabulary is not even on the scorecard. But somehow she got that. Battling against French breaker, Sissy, Ray Gunn only polled 1 point in the second round, and again for originality. So 2, 2, 4, 5 total. Finally, Ray Gunn scored 2 points against 7 points against Lithuania's Nika for originality in the first round as well. However, even in her best rounds, Ray Gunn only polled 2 points to her opposition's 54. showing how comprehensive the results were. So even on our best rounds, it was 2-54. Many of the results were close, though, decided by just 1 or 2 percentage points. The system is not perfect, but has been regarded. So she could have technically been at like, the other person might have been at 52 and she'd been at 48, because together it makes up 100, right? But she only won these sliders in six times. But isn't this a weird way to score? Does this seem like the craziest fucking way to score something? Body, mind, and soul, sliders. This is so fucking weird. I guess how is this logical? Like, if you took one competition and went to another competition, how would these hold up? Like, let's say you want to be the best in the world, and there's like the Olympics, and then there's like this world championship. And it's like, this is way too overly complicated, dude. Right? Like, they should just do this like diving, where you take the whole performance and you hold up a card with a fucking number on it. Right? You got an 8, you got a 6, 8 wins. It's very strange. Very, very strange. So there you go. There's also this article I'm reading from ProPublica about a guy who infiltrated AP3. I think that's what it's called, right? The 3 percenters. Let's see. I've been reading the article. It's fucking like 2 hours of an article, but yeah, reveal how AP3, one of the largest U.S. militias, rose even as prosecutors pursued other paramilitary groups after the assault. So AP3 is now the biggest, because you have like the Oath Keepers, you got like what's the other group? Proud Boys. You got like these other paramilitary, but maybe even militia type, or just far right muscle, whatever you want to call them. Somehow they decided, like a week before the Stop the Steal thing, that they weren't fucking going. And their recruiting's been up. Like, it took a dip with everybody else. And there were some of their members there, but they were specifically instructed they couldn't wear any 3%er stuff at all. It's an interesting article. We'll probably end up doing a show on it eventually. I know what you guys want. You want some amazing fucking JD Vance content. Sorry. Give me a second to get it up.
Negotiation you're about to watch.
Where is this guy? I think I've shared him to a couple people. Let me see if I can find it. There's a couple guys that do impressions of JD Vance. They're pretty good. Cringy JD. Isn't it funny that Sam Wiles, I guess who I'm looking for. Isn't it funny that Trump won't even tour? You just need to sign some things and take a drug test before work. Won't even campaign with JD Vance. Let's see if we got some new ones here. Looks like we got quite a few new ones. Oh.
Hi, JD Vance here. And I want to let you know, presumptive male voter, that I'm just like you. I like to toss the pig's skin around with my male friends on Sunday evening. Like, just the other day, I was tossing the pig's skin with my friend Broderick, and we were talking about our wives like you do, and he was telling me that his wife was actually a bit of a spendthrift and a harlot, and I said, you know who that reminds me of? Presumptive nominee Kamala Harris. Hi, JD Vance here.
Jesus Christ, dude.
America, JD Vance here. I wanted to address something that the Democrats are doing. Bullying. Bullying, like going on the internet and saying that a vice presidential candidate has the same vibe as getting walked in on in the bathroom. Or that I have resting ranch face. Or even if we're good friends, going up to me in Mar-a-Lago and knocking my Magic the Gathering cards out of my hands. That's bullying.
Even if we're good friends, coming up to me at Mar-a-Lago and knocking my Magic the Gathering cards out of my hand. That's bullying.
Or that I have resting ranch face.
Resting ranch face.
Or even if we're good friends, going up to me at Mar-a-Lago and knocking my Magic the Gathering cards out of my hands. That's bullying. And if you want
to... It just says, I'm not going to cry.
More bullying like that, then you might as well vote for Kamala Harris. Hey, America. I'm JD Vance, and I wanted to let you know I'm just like you. I want tax cuts for billionaires. I want women to have to report their miscarriages to the Highway Patrol. And I...
It would be funny if it wasn't true that they want a state police agency to investigate miscarriages to make sure that they're not secret abortions. It would be fucking hilarious if it wasn't true. Yeah, it may not be the state patrol, but they want state law enforcement, a branch of state law enforcement, to investigate miscarriages to make sure that they weren't abortions.
Billionaires, I want women to have to report their miscarriages to the Highway Patrol. And I just want to have a nice big roast beef dinner with my family and then yell at my son for trying to play with my train set. That's an adult's train set, and it's for people who are good at dinner and finish all their milk. I'm JD Vance.
Train set. That's an adult's train set.
Hey, America, JD Vance here, and I wanted to remind all of you that if Kamala Harris is president, it's curtains for being a guy and doing guy stuff, like shooting a hoop or tipping back a Coors Light.
Tipping back a Coors Light.
Or pumping weights. Or letting your friend from Silicon Valley have some of your blood to make him young.
Oh, wait, Rick's back. Rick, we were looking at your dance crew in your profile picture. You should look in the mirror if you want to see a clueless moron. I bet you like CNN, the Communist News Network. Propaganda, too.
Or pumping weights. Or letting your friend from... Or tipping back a Coors Light. Or pumping weights. Or letting your friend from Silicon Valley have some of your blood to make him younger. Or yell at son. And I heard the Democrats want to make it illegal to eat meat, so you couldn't even hunt for fish in the...
By the way, Peter Thiel is a big proponent of young blood transfusions and is one of the biggest backers of J.D. Vance. Like, literally, just when you think that the Republicans can't say some more crazy shit that Democrats are doing that they're actually doing, then you get to their fucking adrenochrome fixation, and they're literally pumping blood out of younger people and put them into Silicon Valley millionaires, and they're giving money to J.D. Vance.
Blood to make him younger. Or yell at son. And I heard the Democrats want to make it illegal to eat meat, so you couldn't even hunt for fish in the hills of Appalachia. And I won't stand for that. Hey, America, J.D. Vance. I wanted to... Hi, America. J.D. Vance here. I wanted to address something that the Democrats are doing, and you know what it is. It's bullying and it's name-calling. Not the good kind of bullying, like going into a Blaze Pizza and getting the girl with purple hair fired because she didn't curtsy when you entered the restaurant. I'm talking about the bad kind of bullying. Like, I can't believe I have to address this, but people are saying I was girlfriend-boyfriend with the Davenport. Well, Tim Walz is a gay guy, probably. Big old gay guy. Is that what you want? Gay Force One? God. Hi, America. J.D. Vance here. And I wanted to address a rumor that President Trump won't campaign with me anymore. That's simply not true. Yeah, we haven't been seen on the trail a lot together, and there's a perfectly good reason for that. And I'll tell you that reason after I tell you the reason it isn't. It isn't because when we were at the RNC, he came over, knocked all my Magic the Gathering cards off the table and said, "What is this, a game for little sickos?" It wasn't because of that.
What is this, a game for little sickos? J.D. Vance, the little sicko, playing with his sicko cards. Little game for little sickos. He's building lore. He's building lore behind his J.D. Vance character. That he plays Magic the Gathering and Trump fucking hates it. What is this, a little game for little sickos? It's the opposite of men with big hands.
Because that wouldn't bother me. I'm an adult man. I'm an adult man who loves quitting time and Cybertrucks. don't even care about Magic the Gathering that much. It's not like it's the last sliver of humanity I had.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's going to break.
So hear me when I say this, America. J.D. Vance.
His eyeliner's running now.
Donald Trump are a great team. We go together perfect, like Yale and excellence, or women and chores.
Ooh. We go together like Yale and excellence or women and chores. Go together perfectly.
They're perfect, like Yale and excellence, or...
It smudged his eyes after he cried about Magic the Gathering. That's very funny.
And chores. Make America. Hi, America.
We must protect this man, guys. We've got to protect this man right here. He's comedy golds. We must protect him at all costs. He's good. He's good. He knows what he's doing. It was also...
Stephanie Jmal just resubscribed for 24 months.
Hell yeah. Stephanie with 2 years. Thank you very much for the subscription. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you. Actually, have you guys seen... Hold on. Somebody just mentioned Pokemon. Now I've got to show this.
Really into it. So, yeah, so, I mean, he's really into it.
He's talking about his son. Okay, he's talking about his son being into Pokemon cards. And he gets a call from the president, and the president's trying to talk to him, and his son's trying to show him a Pokemon card. And this is how he chose to, even if he did this, like in real life, you're like, damn, quit for a second. This is probably not how you should address it to the public.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's really into it. So he's trying to talk to me about Pikachu. And I'm on the phone with Donald Trump, and I'm like, son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu. This is the most important phone call of my life. Yeah, so...
Even if you do, I know kids get annoying. I know kids get on your nerves. I got kids. Even if you are like, Jesus, shut up for 30 seconds. I'm trying to do this. Would you go on a fucking podcast and then tell people that's how you handle it?
Yeah, so, I mean, he's really into it. So he's trying to talk to me about Pikachu. And I'm on the phone with Donald Trump, and I'm like, son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu. This is the most important phone call of my life.
And he goes, there's a longer version of this, where he talks about.
Hey, I'm like, oh no. So, hey, I'm like,
his son really loves it. Like he's talking about, like it's everything to him right now. It's a phase he's going through, but it's like, it's everything he wants to talk about. It's something that he could have the chance to bond with his son. He's like, shut the hell up. I'm trying to talk to Trump.
So, hey, I'm like, oh no. So I call Trump and I'm like, hey, sir, what's going on? He's like, JD, you missed a very important phone call. And now I'm going to have to pick somebody else. And I like tense up and almost have a heart attack. And the crazy thing about it is my son, who's 7, is in the hotel room with me.
And his 7-year-old son just wants to talk to him about Pokemon. And I'm sure Trump would take this as a slot if he speaks to his son while he's on the phone. Any normal person would be like, oh, you got your kids with you? That's cute, or whatever. But I wanted to tell you that, Trump would probably take it as a slot. Oh, there's more important people in the room than me. I was 7 once, the best 7-year-old you ever saw. Biggest hands. They used to say that. I didn't say it. Other people said it. I was voted to have the largest hands as an adult.
My son, who's 7, is in the hotel room with me, and he's really into Pokemon cards right now. He's going through a Pokemon phase. Are you guys into Pokemon?
I am. Back in the day,
okay,
that's a big phase right now, I think.
You guys know what Pokemon is? You guys, fellow youths, we know what Pokemon is, right?
On cards right now. He's going through a Pokemon phase. Are you guys into Pokemon?
I am. Back in the day, that's a big phase right now, I think, in general.
By the way, this is a made-up story, right? No kid fixates on Pikachu. Pikachu was like when we were fucking little, right? Kids fixate on other fucking cards, weird cards, Charizard, different things, right? Pikachu's too mainstream.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's really...
He just typed in, what's the most popular Pokemon that I could say?
into it. So he's trying to talk to me about Pikachu. And I'm on the phone with Donald Trump, and I'm like, son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu. This is the most important phone call of my life. Please just let me take this phone call. So
this is like his son's whole identity right now, right? I was thinking about the clip the other day. Like, Liam likes to tell me about, I don't know anything about anime, right? And Liam likes to tell me about every new anime that comes out. He was talking for 20 minutes, and in my head, I was thinking, damn, what are we even talking about? That he talked about 20 minutes, the whole ride from the school back home. He was talking about an aptitude test he took at school, was really excited about it. The things that he was good at and things he actually took it twice because he didn't like his results the first time. And I'm like, well, you're not supposed to do that. But I was thinking about this, like, could I imagine being like, shut the hell up, okay? Donald Trump is on the phone. Anybody. Jesus Christ is on the phone. I don't think I could.
So I'm like, oh no. So I call Trump and I'm like, hey, sir, what's going on? He's like, JD, you missed a very important phone call. And now I'm going to have to pick somebody else. And I like tense up and almost have a heart attack. And the crazy thing about it is my son, who's 7, is in the hotel room with me. And he's really into Pokemon cards right now. He's going through a Pokemon phase. Are you guys into Pokemon?
I am. Back in the day,
Okay,
that's a big phase right now, I think, in general.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's really into it. So he's trying to talk to me about Pikachu. And I'm on the phone with Donald Trump, and I'm like, son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu. This is the most important phone call of my life. Please just let me take this phone call. So I'm like, oh no.
That's wild that he would even say that, is it not? Who the fuck would say that? On a podcast, even if this did happen, let's say you were like aggravated or something, you lost your cool. Who the fuck says this shit? We got another, who's the other guy, chat? Some guy, Mark. Is that who we're talking about? I think it's his name. He does JD Vance stand-up comedy routines. He's done a bunch of other things, but he's pretty funny. What's wrong with this one?
I am tripping so hard watching Star Wars right now. I had to go back and keep rewinding.
Is it because he said he was tripping?
Because I'm getting the Mandela effect like I've never had it before. You know this scene, the famous scene where Darth Vader cuts off Luke's hand and they're fighting. And then at this part right here, okay?
He's supposed to say, Luke, I am your father, but he doesn't. He says, no, I'm your father.
We all know this part. I swear in my recollection, and I've seen this movie 15 times, that Darth Vader says, Luke, you are Star Wars, A New Hope. That's not what he says. He says, I'm your daddy. I am tripping so hard watching Star Wars.
What a Mandela effect. All right, here we go. JD Vance does stand-up comedy.
You guys ever get stuck in traffic and you're like, give me a break. You guys ever go for a walk and it starts to rain and you're like, here we go. You guys ever look at the weather forecast and you're like, oh, brother. You ever run into someone you know and you're like, you got to be kidding me right now. Sir, you got to calm down. This guy's laughing so hard right now. Sir, please. Sir. How tall are you?
I'm thinking about doing movie reviews as a segment of the show, maybe once a week, doing like a movie review segment and making it short enough to where I can put it on YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever. With them at a concert.
Hey, bartender. Mr. Vance, why would people want to have a drink with you?
We watched the rest of these, I think.
Have a mouth and to consume human beverages.
I guarantee you, that would have been, that's kind of a ballsy move. If he would have picked Hillary Clinton as his running mate, I might have voted for him just because it sounds like a sitcom.
Why don't we order some nachos for the table? No. No? No. What do you mean, no? He's saying no. And I'm asking why.
He does impressions. He's a comedian.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, not only.
He's pretty good.
Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it.
Dude, doesn't that sound like a CBS, fucking sitcom? He's right wing. She couldn't be further left. And you won't believe what they get into.
To Southern Ohio was Appalachia. After they moved from Appalachia to Southern Ohio was Appalachia to Southern Ohio was from Appalachia.
Lying blue eyes, just hold on you.
Yeah, he doesn't. You ain't it, bro.
After they moved from Appalachia to Southern Ohio was Appalachia to Southern
Appalachia? Appalachia? Oh, Rick's back again. Hey, Rick. Appalachia. You ain't from here. We would not. You do not represent us or anybody from us. God damn, Rick. This is from 2012. How old are you? 2011, bro. Yeah, I'm sure you do, but he can't claim here, just like Ohio can't claim here. We disavow. Rick, bro. You're at least 60 in this picture. This was 13 years ago. Rick, just die and make some room for the rest of us, okay? Is this your dance squad? Is this your breakdancing squad, Rick? God damn. Sparkles and all? Come on. Not happen. Appalachia? Deplorable dab. Oh, I did see something over here. Let's see what this is.
All right, so you understand what I'm saying. It is one board game you buy. It is holographic technology. You can do the game of life. You can do checkers.
Oh, Trump for Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla is bringing out holographic board games.
All right, so you understand what I'm saying. It is one board game you buy. It is holographic technology. You can do the game of life. You can do checkers. You can do Monopoly, and you can do chess. And it's holographic, the actual board, and it's clear. It's the holographic technology that I work with. Then my pieces.
That's all you get? Chess, checkers, and the game of life, that's it? I could build that right now, bitch. I got a Raspberry Pi 5 sitting over there brand new in the box just waiting on something.
You know, for history and TNT history and all of that, are mixed metals all in pinks with baby pink to metallic pink and everything in between.
You dumb cunt. It's holographic. Why do you have pink pieces that you play with? What would be the point of having a holographic chessboard if you still have to carry around the pieces? All you're telling me is the board lights up.
We're going to have all the TNT history and all of that. Our mixed metals all in pinks with baby pink to metallic pink and everything in between. We're going to have all the colors of the spectrum for my pieces. Your pieces are solid black. It will be interactive with the mind, and you will move the pieces with telepathic thought in a frequency. This is the future. It's already done. Thank you. This is how we're going to teach it at University of Quantum.
They teach the game of life, chess, and checkers at the University of Quantum. By the way, somebody was linking me. This is Miriam Adelson. So basically, she inherited all of Sheldon Adelson's money, and they're extremely wealthy. Billionaire Republican mega donor Miriam Adelson appears to have a blank check policy when it comes to her support for former President Donald Trump. I wonder why she got the award. She earned it, right? As she aims to help him get back to the White House. Adelson's political aide, Andy Abowd, was overheard telling attendees at a campaign event at Trump's golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey on Thursday that whatever the GOP presidential nominee needs from Adelson, he's going to get in support from his boss, according to Abowd, a person with direct knowledge of the matter. This person and one other in this story were granted anonymity in order to speak freely about private matters. We're going to do whatever it takes for him to win, Abowd said in a brief phone interview on Friday with CNBC, confirming those overheard comments in her mind and in the minds of those who run the Political Action Committee, Preserve America. We are going to do whatever it takes for him to win. He noted that the money from Adelson in support of Trump will not necessarily be unlimited and did not provide a firm number for how much the businesswoman might give towards backing Trump. The Preserve America Super PAC, which Adelson is helping fund, plans to spend more than over $100 million they put up against President Joe Biden during the 2020 election. And David Carney, who is senior advisor to the committee, in a statement to CNBC, Adelson has already given $5 million to the PAC, according to the Federal Election Commission records. The Super PAC can spend and raise an unlimited amount of money opposing Vice President Kamala Harris, the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. It has reserved over $40 million worth of television ads through September that will take on Harris and support Trump, according to data from Ad Impact. The Super PAC will end up spending roughly $60 million by Labor Day, according to the person familiar with the matter. The ads are airing in key states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Adelson gave a full-throated endorsement. Why do people keep using this term? Of Trump at the gathering in New Jersey and called on Jewish voters to back him over Harris. President Trump deserves the full support of the entire Jewish people. And Adelson, who received the Medal of Freedom from Trump in 2018, and anyone who cares about Israel's security and prosperity, this must be our pledge to him. This must be our promise to him. The White House will be his again come January. Abowd's acknowledgement that Adelson will do whatever it takes to help Trump over Harris signals she may end up becoming a crucial donor to back the former president by the end of 2024 election cycle. Adelson is the widow of the late casino magnate Sheldon Adelson and has a net worth of over $28 billion. $28 billion. $28 billion. It's hard for people to reference these numbers. So she's donated 0.01785% of her net worth. Billion's fucking huge compared to million. Right? She's donated less than 1/100th of her net worth when she donates $5 million. According to Forbes, Marian Adelson and her family own over half of Las Vegas Sands, the casino giant that was founded by her late husband. Both Miriam and Sheldon Adelson have been major Trump financiers since the 2016 election. They combined to help the top donors during the 2020 election. They combined to be the top donors during the 2020 election, giving $200 million to Republicans, with around $90 million directed to preserve America, according to data from Open Secrets. The super PAC ended up raising just over $105 million and spent most of its money opposing then-candidate Biden, according to the FEC. By the way, Biden has been supportive of Israel, right? Biden's done the things. A lot of people are calling him out because they want him to be less supportive or call for a ceasefire or don't like what's going on in Palestine. The donation come after Adelson. The Adelsons saw access to Trump and policy wins under his administration, such as moving the U.S. embassy to Israel from Tel Aviv, to Jerusalem. There's been no indication that Miriam Adelson will stop giving, despite a report. This is how you get favors done, right? So one of the things they wanted was, they were campaigning was to move the U.S. embassy. They got Trump to do it. It just took $105 million. The New York Times citing sources that said Adelson received angry text messages from a Trump aide complaining about the people who are running the Preserve America super PAC. Let's see. Trump is trying to sue the Lincoln Project, or has threatened to sue the Lincoln Project over this ad, apparently.
Dear MAGA, we have some bad news. No, not that he lost. Not that your little coup attempt failed and its planners and the attackers are going to jail. No, the really bad news is why Trump told you he lost. Why he set it up way before the 2020 election. It wasn't voter fraud, but it was fraud. Trump told you the election was stolen to rip you off, to sucker you, to take your hard-earned money and shovel it into his pockets. He spent it on himself, not to take back the White House. It was the biggest scam in political history. Every dollar you sent him paid to keep his shaky business empire and lavish lifestyle going. It was a sucker's game all along. And you know who the sucker is? It's you.
Trump's not very happy with this one. Said, I think so these are coming from people close to him that are saying that he thinks he considers this slander and thinks that, and has talked about getting a lawsuit. I don't think he'll be able to do it, but here we go. We'll watch it again.
Dear MAGA, we have some bad news. No, not that he lost. Not that your little coup attempt failed and its planners and the attackers are going to jail. No, the really bad news is why Trump told you he lost. Why he set it up way before the 2020 election. It wasn't voter fraud, but it was fraud. Trump told you the election was stolen to rip you off, to sucker you, to take your hard-earned money and shovel it into his pockets. He spent it on himself, not to take back the White House. It was the biggest scam in political history. Every dollar you sent him paid to keep his shaky business empire and lavish lifestyle going.
He did fleece these people. He literally fleeced these people. Like a bunch of Stop the Steal money went to renovate his airplane.
Fire and lavish lifestyle going. It was a sucker's game all along. And you know who the sucker is? It's you.
It's you. It's you. Trump wins. The Trump wins. Oh, here it is. Because we at the Lincoln Project believe in transparency, here's the hilarious letter their attorney sent us. Oh, I thought it was just a rumor. False and defamatory Lincoln Project advertisements. Dear Mr. Jaramillo, our firm represents President Donald J. Trump and his presidential campaign, Donald J. Trump for President 2024, incorporated the campaign. We write on behalf of our clients to demand that you and Effect TV cease and desist from all attempts to place or run an advertisement by the Lincoln Project that contains false and defamatory statements about the campaign and its leadership. We are aware that Effect TV has arranged with WFLX in West Palm Beach to run an advertisement by the Lincoln Project this weekend. The advertisement promotes false claims that the campaign's leaders failed to prepare for President Biden's replacement as the Democratic presidential candidate by Vice President Harris, and that they have acted improperly with campaign funds. So it implies that we failed to prepare to campaign against Harris, and they've acted inappropriately with campaign funds. For your awareness, I don't think it was campaign funds. I think it was everything else, where it's like, well, stop the steal money and do this money and build the wall. They even had that build the wall scam that I don't think Trump was involved in, but still was a scam. People were prosecuted. And he didn't help none. For your awareness, a party that republishes false and defamatory statements can be liable for defamation just as if it hadn't made the statements itself. See Thomas v. Jacksonville Television, Inc. Brown versus New World Communications of Tampa, Inc. So that there is no mistake, you are now on notice that the advertisements claims about the campaign's leadership are false and defamatory. First, the advertisement claims that the campaign leaders, Chris Lasavita, Susan Wiles, and Tony Fabrizio, I can't remember how to say it. I just said it the other night. Fabrizio, that's right. Assured President Trump that President Biden would never quit and encouraged him to spend vast amounts of time and money focused solely on the President Biden instead of alternative candidates like Vice President Harris. Next page is obviously false. News article and public statements reflect that the campaign has long prepared for President Biden's exit from the race, and they showed tweets and shit, right? This falsehood defamatorily slurs the campaign's leadership as incompetent, ill-suited for their jobs, and wasteful with the donors' money. Now, leadership is incompetent and ill-suited for their jobs is opinions. Good luck winning that. Wasteful with donors' money, I think that you could make that an opinion piece too. Like, well, they spend all this money running ads against Biden. I think that's wasteful for their money. It harms Mr. Lasavita. Am I saying this one right? Lasavita, Miss Wiles, and Mr. Fabrizio by degrading their professional reputations, and it harms the campaign by discouraging donors from contributing to it based on lies. Second, the advertisers claim that that the three people are trying to keep President Trump from looking at what they're spending and what they're doing behind his back instead of trying to win. Defamatorily implies they are embezzling from the campaign. These insinuations, coupled with the scare footage of the campaign's leaders in black and white, have the obvious purpose of asserting that the three have betrayed the trust of President Trump and his supporters by stealing from the campaign or using its funds inappropriately. These claims have no factual basis and are complete fabrication to defame the campaign's leaders. Disseminating these lies by placing them for a broadcast would harm the campaign's leaders by spreading a false accusation that they are thieves and would harm the campaign by discouraging future contributions. Immediate in bolds. So we got to step it up a notch, right? Immediately cease and desist from all attempts to disseminate, broadcast, or republish the Lincoln Project's defamatory advertisement, or we will pursue all claims against you and Effect TV. Further discussion regarding this matter, including confirmation that you will comply, may be directed to me. Sincerely, David A. Warrington, counsel for President Donald J. Trump and Donald J. Trump for President 2024, Inc., from the Dhillon Law Group. Dhillon Law Group, Incorporated, a California professional corporation. Isn't Dhillon Law Group, don't they represent Phil? Is that right? Did I just make that up? I swear I saw somebody posting about Dylan Law Group. Who was it? Was it Shaq to the Future? Or did I just see a Trump post and think about Phil? Yeah, maybe I'm just crazy. I made all that up. Made it all up. Let's see what Shaq has in potion. Philly on? Maybe. No, I was right. Please kindly explain why you blocked me. Sincerely, someone who has repeatedly warned you about the nefarious and extremely unpatriotic accusation of Phil Galuski, a grifter criminal who retained your law firm to defend him. I was right. Harmeet. See, chat, you're never fucking locked in, right? You're never here to back me up. You're always here to put me down, tell me I'm fucking crazy, gaslight the shit out of me. Dylan Law. Phil did that on purpose. Right? He had to do that, right? On purpose. Dylan Law Group represents Trump and Phil. No fucking way. That's 100% on purpose. And he's gonna, when somebody figures it out in his chat, he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a comm. Why would I have Trump's lawyer? Weird. It's almost like we know each other."
Broken moral compass.
Testing. What's the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath?
10 signs of a sociopath. 10 broken moral compass.
Testing started to take place. Obviously, standardized tests, SATs, PSATs, which results obviously came back high. In many cases, quite high. Caused the boy to stand out a little bit even more. You know? It wasn't normal for that boy in that environment from the school that he went to have those things. The boy pushed away a lot of the naysayers, trolls, and kept his head down. Did what he had to do. As the boy got to later years of high school, the approaching college years, certain secret, not talked about organizations came a calling. And, you know, as a 17 or 18-year-old boy, the boy thought naturally that it was cool what they were calling, especially because these things didn't happen to people like the boy. You know?
9, easily angered.
Any of you that are spreading this shit, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna take everything you have, and I don't even need it or want it, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Because you are committing a crime, and I'm gonna
He's gonna what?
Prove it. Okay. What crime?
You guys know there's a news article floating around somewhere. I don't know if it's on the internet. I guess it would be somewhere. I had a perfect score on the ACT. What year would that be? 2005?
Hostile.
Oh, Phil. You thought they were going to follow you because you put stars
The ACT is what we take in, usually in Tennessee.
Check mark.
I've never taken the SAT.
You have a check mark, Phil. Don't forget that. We the media? Oh, we the media now. X22? Ooh, X22. Really? Dave, I'm speaking directly to you now, Dave. Listen,
Dave.
I hope you enjoyed that program because pretty soon, it's going to be called Phil 22.
I don't know. I've never. It's so like we were only. I guess more colleges in Tennessee and around like the East Coast or took the ACT, and like more colleges out west require the SAT still, or at least at the time they did. We were only ever encouraged to take the ACT unless we're specifically directed by the school we wanted to go to take the SAT. So I don't know.
7, deceptive.
Buddy, now everyone could finally know the truth, and I have you guys to thank.
I got people to force themselves into investing in precious metals. Yes.
A perfect score is 36.
I just said I should go back into Looking Glass and go back in time and ask them not to ask that question. However, Looking Glass is read only, and you can't actually talk to anyone or move anything or touch anything. It's read only. The Snowden there too. And then
Snowden too.
School bill. You got it? You got it there? No, there'll be, and again, as Todd just said, you would have to know the exact date to look at to see, because it's a read-only device. I can't get off. I can't shut the thing down.
6, hunger for power.
The girl said a lot of things today that she said it under oath, and now
it looks like he's about to cry. She said it under oath.
Now I get to call the witnesses and depose them. You know what's a tragic?
How many witnesses did Phil call? That's right. None. You're right. None. 0. None. 0. Now I get a call. Wait till I show up with my 500 witnesses that talk about how good a guy I am. Phil called 0 witnesses.
Tragedy. We thought it was tragedies in this case. My case was over with in 2010. I was accused of 8 felonies, 13 misdemeanors, and I ended up pleading to 1 misdemeanor. And the reason why I didn't get all those other charges was because the state couldn't prove any of them.
That's not how a plea works, Phil. That's not how a plea... Nobody would plea if the state couldn't prove any of the crimes.
So they didn't prosecute me on them. It was over. 2010 was over. Grand times via Chris Kelly, because of his disdain and hate that's in his heart, had to re-up all of that stuff, plus all the QAnon stuff.
I get those points. I am, because I started this myself, I recruited the SI team, I put this all together from literally ground up. This was all my creation. I did, everything that's happening here is all me. So I am literally at the very top of the totem pole. So every single time.
So don't get discouraged if Phil pulls something, his case is not dismissed. It seems like we're getting to about the time. So typically a judge will give you every opportunity, every chance they possibly can to build a case, to form a case, to do this. It seems like we're getting down to the point where everything's presented and we're going into fucking arguments and shit, like all the evidence is in and everything, and Phil hasn't presented anything. He's refused every step of the way to do this, to do that. It seems like we're getting to that point. But we've seen how nice a judge has been to Phil, and you typically get that a lot, right? Just because Tim Hinton's done, Tim Hinton has done his job, and Phil and his lawyer hasn't, then they've shown a lot of kindness towards Phil. But if it was the other way around, the judge would probably bend over backwards the other way around too. We just see that a lot. Very few judges, unless you've already pissed them off or been there several times or have like some type of disrespect towards them or some type of record with them, will just be like, stick it to you first chance they get. But it seems like we're getting close to where the case should be thrown out.
Somebody gets signed up in PSI, I get those points. So every sign-up point, every autosaver point, all of that. And no matter who enrolls who, from the smallest guy that just enrolled yesterday to whoever's in second place behind me, I get all of those points. So I have a massive amount of points on my left side right now, over 50,000. So I'm eligible to get up to $10,000 a week. A lot of you are going to get there. Some of you are not going to get there as quick as me because you didn't come up with this. I did.
None of y'all are going to get there. He put the people that he wanted there to get there, and that was it. And I heard they're having a hard time even staying there.
Plus, I have a social media following, and I made good business decisions. I've done that my whole life. You have a massive amount of points like I do. Last week, before I got my $10,000 payout yesterday, that'll help me.
5, lying for personal gain.
In a different environment here, I'm not down in the command center in the skiff, the military skiff that's built into my lower level of my house. Have I ever been on a plane, BCW? Yes. Many. Countless. Hundreds.
Countless planes with Ezra Cohen Watnick. He's been on countless flights with Ezra Cohen Watnick.
Or manipulative.
This is not a test. This is not a drill. This is not any sort of I am telling you for the rest of tonight till midnight Eastern, stay off the roadways. Stay off every roadway. Do not travel on the roadways tonight. Get off of the roadways. until midnight tonight. And I think it's also important that all of us pray that some common sense prevails. If doing what they want to do isn't done.
What was he predicting would happen here? They would nuke the streets?
I tried my best. Stay off the roadways. Get off the roadways now. I'm doing my best to get off these roadways. Please, just for the next, 3 hours? Please just listen. Stay off the roadways. Get off the roadways. Don't go anywhere. The rest of the night, stay where you're at for the next 3 hours. If nothing happens in the next 3 hours, consider ourselves very, very lucky. Please listen. Yeah, go ahead, lie. I've done this so many times before in the past many years of my career. Lie if you're agent. I know this process. I'm very well trained on it. Say what you got to say, right? Get them in the door. Don't tell the lead that Ava is a robot or a script reader. Don't do that. Let the lead think that Ava is actually a human. That's fine. Let them think that we have that much, ability to set up our stuff that way. I need Project Looking Glass to go back in time now.
3, controlling.
I want you to relay to that one person that you're going to try to flip. And don't give me
Remember when Nick Alvear and Dr. Zipper Service and that 150-year-old rapper are like, Will's nothing. He's not going to be here. We're going to be the end of Phil, and we'll be here. You won't even remember. Have you seen any of those guys lately?
bullshit. I don't want to hear bullshit from you guys. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the crying. I don't want to hear anything. If you go to that one person and they resist, and they don't even watch the video, I want you to go to another one. And if you fail on that one, now you're doing something wrong. But go to a third one after that. And if you fail on that one, go to a fourth. Just get them to watch a damn 10, 15-minute video. That's all I want you to do. It's not out of me. It's a video that I had a hand in contributing to. We'll leave it at that. I want more people on this channel. I want more people on Telegram. If they don't know how to use it, teach them. It's a video that I want you to go.
1,718 gifted day SM20 tier subscription. Jennifer Wink 1,718 gifted a tier 1 sub today SM20T.
Thank you for the gifted subscription. Oh shit.
Jennifer Wink 1,718 gifted Captain 318 a subscription. Jennifer Wink 1,718 gifted a tier 1 sub to Captain 318.
Thank you for the gifted subs.
Jennifer Wink
Did you gift them all individually?
1,718 gifted Inflame Princess a subscription.
Thank you very much.
1,718 gifted a tier 1 sub to Inflame Princess. Jennifer Wink 1,718 gifted Mspris a subscription. Jennifer Wink 1,718 gifted a tier 1 sub to MS Priss. Jennifer Wink 1,718 gifted Jericho a subscription. Jennifer Wink 1,718 gifted a tier 1 sub to Jericho.
Thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that.
That much, ability to set up our stuff that way. I need Project Looking Glass to go back in time now.
3, controlling.
I want you to relay to that one person that you're going to try to flip. And don't give me bullshit. I don't want to hear bullshit from you guys. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the crying. I don't want to hear anything. If you go to that one person and they resist, they don't even watch the video, I want you to go to another one. And if you fail on that one, now you're doing something wrong. But go to a third one after that. And if you fail on that one, go to...
If you gift them all at once, they're random. It's fine. If you pick the people, it does that one at a time. But if you pick random ones, it'll say Jennifer Wink gifted 5 subs, and it'll just random. But if you want to pick people, that's the only way to do it. You're good.
Go to a fourth. Just get them to watch a damn 10, 15-minute video. That's all I want you to do. It's not of me. It's a video that I had a hand in contributing to. We'll leave it at that. I want more people on this channel. I want more people on Telegram. If they don't know how to use it, teach them. If you don't know how to use it, learn it. I want more people on D-Live. We have 10,000 on D-Live. I want 20. I want 50. YouTube, you don't like D-Live?
Wait, just 10,000?
Get your ass on YouTube. We got 2,100 there right now. And yeah, I privatize the videos, but so what? Subscribe to Rumble. They're uploaded to Rumble the next day. It's not the time to put your head down in the corner anymore and say, oh, everyone thinks I'm nuts. I'm nothing of it. Enough.
2, impulsive behavior.
If you don't know, people have pulled your criminal record and posted from Maryland. Destruction of property or something like that?
Oh, yeah, that was me. It thing. I think I was 19. No, I might have been younger. I think it was 18. I don't remember. I was very...
1, lack of empathy.
Can you explain how you experience empathy? I understand people's emotions completely, but I do not feel them. I don't, like if someone's sad about someone dying, I understand logically why, but I don't feel anything inside.
They need our prayers. Hard to do what I just did in the manner in which I did it. I want you guys to know in closing that I'm not going anywhere. I've already been through the worst of the worst, and anything they can throw at me bounces right off. I'm literally...
He's rubber, I'm glue.
Bob Kitten 3 just gifted 5 subs.
Oh, thank you very much. There's 5 gifted subs. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Teflon to their lies. I'm not going anywhere. Stand with me. Stand beside me. Stand behind me. Get on my shoulders, whatever you want to do. But if you don't believe my sincere speech tonight, I have nothing else to say. I didn't do this, and I'm going to prove in court that I didn't do this, because I got a second chance to prove it. And I'm not letting this one get away.
I got money, and I think that I can use enough money to prove it, to fight it, to whatever. But he didn't present a case. Every time they were asked about their case, he's like, I think I'll just show you that in court. I think I'll just do that in court. That's not how it works. Lawyers are not, like, it's not a drama TV show where everybody, like Phil says, everybody stands up and gasps because they didn't know the surprise witness was going to come. That's not how it works. It's all laid out, and they know what to prepare for. They know what the other side's, basically what the other side's going to do. They basically know what the testimony is going to be, everything that's going to be said, all the evidence is going to be presented, all the experts that are going to be there to testify. Everybody knows already.
I love you guys. I'll see you soon.
Love you guys. I'll see you soon. Fuck Phil. Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness.
God damn.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
That's a wild video. Jesus Christ. Oh, I don't even know why I clicked on that time. Trump's Medal of Honor controversy. Oh, J.D. Vance defends this. Hold on. That's another video I want to watch. J.D. Vance defends Medal of Honor.
Honors our veterans. I don't.
There you go. Here's the excuse.
Guy who loves our veterans and who honors our veterans. I don't think him complimenting and saying a nice word about a person who received the Presidential Medal of Freedom is in any way denigrating those who received military honors.
Absolutely. That wouldn't be, right? That absolutely wouldn't be. If he'd have said, this is an amazing award, you're an amazing person that got it, that's great. Saying it's better because most of the people that get the other one are shot up a bunch by bullets or dead, frankly, dead. And this one's much better. She knows she's young, she's beautiful, she got it. And we all know she just got it because she gave you $100 million to run against Biden.
Saying a nice word about a person who received the Presidential Medal of Freedom is in any way denigrating those who received military honors. They're two different awards.
Medal of Freedom, that's the highest award you can get as a civilian. It's the equivalent of the Congressional Medal of Honor, but civilian version. It's actually much better. And they're rated equal.
Guy who loves our veterans and who honors our veterans.
What a piece of shit, dude.
And saying a nice.
What a piece of shit. He was a Marine, right?
Our veterans. I don't think him complimenting and saying a nice word about a person who received the Presidential Medal of Freedom is in any way denigrating those who received military honors. They're two different awards, and I think the president was saying some nice things about a person that he liked. And
no, he wasn't. No, we can't keep making excuses, right? Because you don't give this credit or this benefit of the doubt to anybody else. And you shouldn't. If we're going to play on the words, you're going to play on the words. He said they're equal. He said this one's much better because she doesn't have to get shot by a bunch of bullets or end up dead. She said donate $100 million, and she's young and beautiful and still got it.
And that's a totally reasonable thing to do. The president was saying some nice things about a person that he liked, and
that would have been fine. Saying nice things about a person you like is absolutely fine. If you think we're mad because he said nice things about a person he liked, you're a fucking retard. But I know you don't think that. You think, how can we sweep this under the rug? And they gave you talking points to use.
That's a totally reasonable thing to do. All right. This is a guy who loves our veterans and who honors our veterans. I don't
know. This just makes me so fucking mad, dude.
I really, I have to say, Miriam, I watched Sheldon sitting so proud in the White House when we gave.
I hope so. I hope the Trump train's dead.
Medal of Freedom, that's the highest.
I hope it derails with Trump in it.
Award you can get as a civilian. It's the equivalent of the.
I don't know. I saw a video of Charlie Kirk. These homoerotic MAGA things are wild, dude. Wild. They just want to fuck him, right?
Hey everybody, this is Ted. I'm actually making this video from vacation right now, and I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but I need to say something. The disrespect and the vile comments that Trump keeps on making about veterans is enough. If you care anything about the service people that have fought and died for this country, and the crap coming out of his mouth, you get out and vote. Enough is enough. The men and women who have died for this country don't deserve the disrespect from somebody like him. In order to win a Congressional Medal of Honor, you either have to die or be severely injured in a heroic act. Something that this former president knows nothing about. So I ask you to look inside yourself and think about what it really means to be an American and to go and put your life on the line. I've had enough. No more Mr. Nice Guy. You're hearing me? Give it like it is. No more. I'm sick and tired of hearing disparaging remarks. I'm sick and tired of people defending it. Oh, that's not what he meant. That's not what he said. That's exactly what he said. And you know that. And if you try to go and gaslight the rest of us, shame on you. Shame on you and shame on him.
I think people are legitimately pissed about it.
Hey everybody, this is Ted. I'm actually making this video from...
As you should be. It's a fucking wild thing to say. MAGA logic. MAGA, we can't afford gas and groceries. Bidenomics. Kamala, I'm going to work on price gouging legislation so corporations can't overcharge for products and services we need. Also MAGA. Kamala wants to lower prices. She's a communist. Also MAGA. Trump, I'm going to cut energy prices by 50 to 70%. Yay, Trump is going to lower prices through price controls. I don't think they can see their own hypocrisy. I really don't think they can. And anytime someone presents Trump as doing anything wrong, immediately they defend it. They'll make up excuses. If they think it's untrue, they'll say it's untrue. And if you show them the video, they'll say that's not what he meant. That's not what he did. That's not what he said. You saw it with your own two fucking eyes. Now, what? Like that guy was trying to, when Trump said you'll never have to vote again. Well, if you take it all in context, it doesn't need any explaining. What he actually meant was, no, what he said. What he meant was, I think what he meant, what he said. Not what he meant. Not what you can twist it into. Not you're going to jump into his head and fucking decipher it for us. What he said. The words he fucking said. I don't care what you think he meant, giving him the greatest benefit of doubt you possibly fucking could because you're a dick rider. I want to know what he fucking said. What he said. Yeah, I heard his rally was pretty bad today. And somebody said it was super boring towards the end and a bunch of people left. I don't know. We might cover it. But that's it for tonight. Guys, Monday's Mariah's birthday. So tomorrow she's doing something with her mom. I have to work, but tomorrow she's doing something. And then either Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to try to take her out. I probably won't do a show that night. But it's the 19th. If you guys want to wish her a happy birthday, it's on the 19th. You get a hold of her through Telegram or Facebook or something. But one of those days, we're either going to hang out and get takeout or we're going out or we're doing something. I think we both have to work Monday, but that'll be during the day. I'll be back tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow to get this stuff done before the 20th. That's when the house flips and the new renter shows up. But I'll be around whatever. Sorry they've been starting so late, but hell, I've been working till fucking 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I'm doing what I can. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. Please consider supporting the show. That's how we pay the bills. I'd greatly appreciate it. We're going through a little bit of a growing pains, I guess, now that we are no longer on the MAGA train. So either way, thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I'm going to hop off here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll talk some more politics, see what's going on. I am going to watch a couple of those debates and see if there's any good parts of it. We'll review some of that. I may just get on fucking TikTok and start recording me yelling at fucking MAGA-tards. But we'll see. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye. I think she's in bed tonight. She's staying the night at her mom so she can. Mariah's not great at being places early. So she's staying the night at her mom's with the kids tonight so she can wake up early. But I got to work tomorrow. I won't be there.
Tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody. Go to coldbeer.fund if you want to support the show, make a contribution anyway. Coldbeer.fund. Coldbeer.fund is all the links are there.
You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6 cents for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, and to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like Thor in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an